Hi everyone, it's Tina from Guardians of Recovery, and today I want to talk about something that's plaguing our parents at unprecedented rates. Kids walking around the city and the province in extreme psychosis. Now, I don't know about you, but psychosis is an emergency situation. And yet somehow our medical system has, I don't know what even the word is to call it, but overstepped the fact that psychosis is a medical emergency that requires immediate care. And people are showing up in droves at the hospital in states of psychosis. And as long as they're half coherent, they can tell you what day it is, they can, answer basic questions because they can talk and articulate and they don't think they're sick, then they just release them of their own accord and they call it autonomy. Basically giving someone the autonomy to make their own decisions. Well, excuse me, but someone who's in psychosis does not have autonomy. That is a complete fallacy. In order to have autonomy, you would be in a position where you could feed yourself. You'd be in a position where you could take care of your well-being, shower, your clothes, that type of thing. You would be in a position where you could make decisions with cause and effect. But none of those things are present with these people in psychosis. All you have to do is look at what they're doing, not what they're saying, to recognize that there is an extreme danger to these people. And then to add insult to injury, some people will say, oh, well, that's just drugs. That person is doing drugs. No, the majority of the cases is drugs is the solution to the mental health problem, that person is self-medicating, trying to get some relief from what they're experiencing. And on top of that, 40% of people with bipolar, 80% of people with schizophrenia have what is called anosognosia. Anosognosia, the inability to actually self-reflect and see that you're sick. Now, if you are having a brain illness and you can't self-reflect and see that you're sick, don't you think that the onus is on the medical system to test for anosognosia, test for bipolar, test for schizophrenia, psychological testing? But we're missing that whole pre-diagnostics phase of our medical system, and it's wrong. And the result of that is that people are out of their minds all over the streets, causing all kinds of havoc, downtown all over the place, creating a lot of fear with people who would otherwise like to go downtown. And, there's like people screaming and shouting and like completely out of their minds, random attacks. None of this is acceptable. And then when that happens, we look at that individual as if it's their fault. I'm sorry, but that's not their fault. That is the medical system that does not diagnose and does not treat individuals who are showing up at the hospitals, asking for help, begging for help with their loved ones, and nothing is being done. That is wrong on so many levels. We have got to stop that insanity. We have to do what we did decades ago, support people with mental health issues, with brain illness, with very, very serious mental health brain issues. Instead, we're just like sweeping them out, sending them to the streets and hoping for the best. And it's impacting everyone. It's impacting our tourism industry. It's impacting our businesses. Look at all the businesses that moved out of downtown because it's insane. At what point do we stop and say, we're in charge? And this whole thing about looking to other provinces and saying, oh, well, we're just going to follow what other provinces are doing. Well, are we going to follow other provinces until they fall off the cliff? Like BC, for example, and they're with their drug experiment, and then, after thousands and thousands, 53,000 people have died of overdose, and the majority of that issue actually came from BC. Are we going to follow people over the cliff with, harm reduction ideologies as if they actually work and then find out 5 years later? No, we're better than that. We're Newfoundlanders who know our loved ones, who know what's wrong, who know what's happening. And the medical system is not listening, and the leadership in all facets of the medical system have to pay attention to this and say, hey, you know what? Maybe the parents are actually know what they're talking about. Maybe the people with lived experience actually know what they're talking about. Maybe the people who have, come through recovery know what they're talking about. Maybe the people who have bipolar, schizophrenia, etc. in their family know what they're talking about. Perhaps we should consider the circle of care in all of this. So today's message is we are leaders. We understand that there is a mental health crisis that is also driving a drug crisis. We are individuals who can shape the way the future goes. We don't have to tolerate and settle for a society that is crumbling, that is ruining our tourism industry, that is harming our kids and our family unit. Like, the ripple effect of what's going on is insanity. We're not going to accept that. We're not going to tolerate it. Those are my thoughts today. Love to know what you think. Love to know what you'd like to talk about. Let's get this thing changed. Over and out.